Hey guys, today's video is a quick flip through of the junk journal that I made that I posted on my Instagram. And so I thought I would get on today and do, since it's basically finished now except for adding like the journaling and photos or whatever I'm going to add to this. Yeah, so I thought I would just do a flip through to show you guys. Some have asked for a flip through. And so I did get this tutorial from Kittywitty Papercrafts. She's on Instagram and YouTube, and she does a great job showing you how to get started to making a junk journal, and I found it very, very helpful. So check her out if you're interested in making one, and I think you will be able to follow her instructions really well, as I did. So I also went to the KB and Friends or Etsy shop, where she gets a lot of her little vintage images. I don't know if you can see this here. And I printed out the set that she used. And so I printed with my, used my computer and my printer and printed these out. And then I did hand cut them. So I did spend an evening, you know, just sitting and relaxing and fussy cutting all these images out. And it comes with a lot of really cute images. So check them out, and I'll link them below too so that you can find them really easily. And so the paper that I used here for the cover, and it's just a mixture of everything, but mainly the paper I used is this paper here. I picked it up at Tuesday morning. Hang on. Excuse me. I've got some allergies and my throat's scratchy. It's not corona. It is allergies. I've had it for a while. So here's the name of the paper pad, and it is Webster's Pages from Tuesday morning a couple of months ago. I picked it up. I thought it was so pretty. I don't normally go for like the bright colors. I like the pastels, but I just really love this, and it's double-sided, so really cute paper pad. So that's what I used for most of the paper in here. And also this tassel here, I used a tutorial that here, I'm going to show this to you just so you know if you want to make one. It's from Amy L. That is her YouTube handle, and her it says Craft with Video pom-pom tassel if you want to look it up and make one for yourself. So it's really, really easy. Well, I say it was easy. It wasn't so easy for me, but maybe once you make a few, you'll get the hang of it. But so after I made this, I went ahead and glued 2 seam binding bows right here to the tassel. But it is super cute. I really like it, and I do want to make some more of them. I did make one more, but it's not quite finished yet. So I added this one on here. I really loved it. And so let's go ahead and get started with this flip through. This crochet flower here is from my mom, so she did make that for me. And also, oh, and I got to mention these little things here, these little sequins clusters. I got those from Serenity Creates. I believe that is her handle on YouTube. And I'll link her below too if you want to make some of these cute little sequin clusters. And I did cover mine with what is it? Glossy accents to smooth it out, so it's kind of smooth. It's not real rough. You can leave it either way you want to. But okay, so here's my front cover. I put a piece of my ruffled paper that I like to make here. Put a little piece of lace, and then this little bow here, I did cut it out and thicken it up with several layers so that it would be sturdy like chipboard, so that it would, you know, withstand being the front cover. And so here's what my front cover looks like. I did do a lot of stitching, and I did put these little reinforcement rings throughout the book on all of the holes. So here's the front cover. There is a little doily back here. I don't know if you can see that. And I did leave a lot of little gold strings. I did use gold string throughout. So here's the inside of the first page. This doily that is on this side, I just went ahead and folded it over and stitched it on when I stitched around. And then added some pom-pom trim here because I thought, you know, that would be really cute peeking under. And then as you can see, I added some pom-pom trim here on this side, and then the top has some pom-pom trim. So there's pom-pom trim on 3 sides. And so this is just a book page from an old nursery rhyme book that I have, and I just tore it out and stitched across the bottom here. And I did ink with distressing ink all throughout this book too, to make it look more vintage and aged. Okay, and then in here, this is just a pocket that I made. So I did punch that little hole there with my punch, and then made some tags and used the reinforcers here on these two, and then used some scrunched seam binding ribbon. So that's the first pocket, and then this pocket here, I just made a pocket here. Take these out. So I made a little pocket here, and I scallop punched the edge of that and put one of the little images on here. Zigzag stitched across here and made these little tabs. So there are tabs ever so often throughout the book. I kind of staggered them. And the paper that I used for that, I just cut circles and cut them in half. It came from this KB and Friends print here. So I used a lot of that. I used a lot of this, the newspaper print throughout. And then here I just tucked in one of their little printable cards, and then a little tag. So this tag I already had in my stash, and I got this from, I believe it's called My Porch Prints. I will link them below because they have, this was actually a freebie when I ordered something else, and it is so cute. I just really love this. It's so pretty. And they've already got it, you know, distressed and vintage looking, so when you print it out, it already looks that way. Okay, and so this is also came with this set here from the KB and Friends. And here I just paper clipped this ticket to the top and tied a little piece of yellow and white twine. And this is just a ticket for my stash. And here I made a little pocket, another pocket with a top opening here. So it looks like this. And this is just a die cut piece of ephemera that a swap partner of mine sent to me, Lena. And I adhered it here to give it a pop of yellow. And then here is what this little pocket here looks like. Just made a little tag from a piece of from the paper pad. And then here I used some fabric from my stash and just stapled it to the top and added a little piece of lace trim that I have. So this page is just like a what is the Project Life. It's like a Project Life card that was in my stash that I got from Michelle. She is Pink Strawberries. And I purchased a kit from her, and so she sells, I don't know if she still does, but she was selling kits where you could buy a set and she would have all this stuff inside of it coordinated. And so I pulled this from one of the kits that she had for sale in her Etsy shop. And this is just a Project Life card that I pulled from my stash. And here's one of the images, and I just stitched it across, stitched it on here. I wish I had gone down a little lower, and you can see that my printer wasn't printing real well, so it's kind of rubbing. The ink is rubbing a little bit, but that's okay. It just makes it look more vintage. And so the back side of this looks like this. I used a piece of the ephemera and stitched across here, but I stitched across before. I just glued it into an L shape so that it's a tuck spot. And here's another piece of the ephemera that I used from my stash. And this little birdie, so I've kind of got a birdie theme going on here. This was also from my stash from a kit that I'd ordered from a lady on Instagram. And this, my mom just gave this to me the other day with my name on it. She made me a pocket letter, and she had this tag on top because she makes one for all the kids and the grandkids. And so she had this tied on top, and this one was mine, and so I thought I would just stick it in my junk journal. It has my mom's handwriting. I'll always can look back and say, oh, my mom wrote that. That's my name. My mom wrote that. And so this is just a little flip here. Amy, Kittywitty Papercrafts, she shows you how to make a lot of these little tuck spots and flips and stuff. And so that's what I was trying to do here. And so I sewed a piece of ephemera across here and glued a piece down here, but it's like a tuck spot, so you can tuck these in, and then I just went ahead and paper clipped it. So there's just a Project Life card and then a piece of the ephemera from the KB and Friends. It's an Easter pack, and I tried to leave out anything that said Easter, but just put, you know, spring. So it's kind of spring themed. And so here is my next little page. I made some tags, some identical tags that are scattered throughout. So like this tag here is made the same as this tag, and then there's a few more throughout. So it does kind of coordinate that way. And just put some pom-pom trim across here on the little tabs, paper clip the ephemera and the tag on. And the papers, what I did was when I made my journal, I cut, I don't remember how many of these pieces here that I cut, but so each, when I started, well, she'll have to, Amy will have to tell you like how to how to get started, but you make stacks, and so each one of my stacks had one of those, one of these pieces right here that I cut. It's a 4x6, so each one of my stacks was a 4x6 of this paper here from my paper pad, and so I built my stacks upon these. So that's how these are all throughout. As you can see, there's a butterfly and there's a blue butterfly, so it's scattered all throughout. So it, you know, it coordinates. And so this one here is just a little pocket, and you can see here that I stitched a little bit here and a little bit here, and scallop punched across here. I was going to make this really quick, but I don't think this is going to be so quick, is it? So I apologize for that. So here's what the pocket looks like. And this is just paper clipped. This little rabbit's piece of ephemera here is just paper clipped, and I stitched around it and left some little threads hanging on. And in here I put a guest check. This is from an Etsy shop, and I'll link her below. I cannot say her name. It's like Ira Lamrija. I can't even say it. I don't even know how to start. But I printed that from her shop, so I had that in my stash already. And here's one of the Porch Prints tags, and I just stapled a piece of seam binding to the top of that. And this is from the shop where I got the guest check. Okay, and so the next page looks like this. It's just this is just paper clipped on with one of the tags that I used throughout. And so this is one of the cut-aparts from my paper collection that I used. So I cut the square out, and then I just distressed the edges. And this little piece of ephemera here was actually a mess up when I printed it out. The bottom was messed up, so I just cut that part off with my little zigzag scissors, and I just glued it on here and put a little pom-pom butt for the little bunny suit on there. Thought that was so cute, and so I just stuck it to the corner of this little, I don't know if that's like a 2.5 square cut apart from that collection. And then here's another pocket that I made, and punched this out here. These don't have anything in them yet, the pockets, and just a little rose die cut that I went ahead and attached there, and I left the threads hanging on here. This page has a doily that I adhered on, and then a library pocket or a library card, a piece of ephemera, and these are just clipped on. This one has a tab. You can see the little bunny. So cute. And this page, down here at the bottom, I made a little tuck spot from a piece of the printed out ephemera from the collection that I used. and a bingo card from my stash, and a ticket from my stash. And then, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but Target used to have these clear pockets in their bullseye dollar spot years ago, and so I bought some of those. So that's just a clear pocket that's stuck to my page. And then I put a piece of this gauze-like fabric down, and then attached a piece of trim, this ruffled trim, a little butterfly die cut that's made from tissue paper, and then a printed butterfly from one of the shops that I can't say the name of because I just can't say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. And so that's all that is. And then I tucked in one of the guest checks, also from the shop where I got the butterflies. And this one's also from her shop. So she has a ton of beautiful images. If you check her out, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then up here I put a piece of pom-pom trim that kind of matches the color of the butterflies. And so here's the next page. This I just left plain. So this is just a little pocket, and I put some Velcro on there, and I attached a little butterfly sticker that's from this little book here, Maggie Holmes sticker book. So I just put that there, and it's kind of clear, or you know, it's kind of see-through a little bit, so you could see the words behind it. It's really cute. And then this page here is a pocket. So I went ahead and put a piece of my my ribbon here that I've made several months ago, and put the die cut, you know, stitch the die cut bows across. So I went ahead and stuck a piece of that on here since I had a piece laying up there in my workspace, and I thought, well, that would be so cute, and then I can look back and remember that I made that, you know. And then here's this page here. I put a doily. It is folded across. This doily goes around to the back side, so put that on there and then stitched it on. I made a little tug spot here with this piece of ephemera, so it holds like this. Both of these are from the kit that I used, the vintage images. And then here's another, oh, this one's, you can see the little bunny here and the little girl. So cute. And here's the back of that. I just stuck a little envelope in here. I haven't decorated it yet. And then another one of the cut-aparts from my paper pad. Just glued a little turquoise colored or aqua colored leaf on here, and a piece of the crochet floral lace trim that I have. And I did stitch around here and distressed the edges and inked it a little bit. And here's the last page, and it's just a tuck spot with a piece of the ephemera. And there's the pink pom-poms. And that's it. And the back matches the front. Use these little blue binder rings that I had that I got from AliExpress, that when I ordered them I thought they would be more of an aqua color, but they came kind of this blue. But they match this perfectly, so I'm yay for that I had that in my stash. So that is my book, and I really love it. Turned out really cute. And if you have any questions or anything, just ask, and I will link everything that I tried to discuss. I know I'm just kind of all over the place today, but I will put all the links below so that you can check everybody out. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on my next video.